Hi, this is Michael from Southern Fire Guitars, and recently I played a little tune in one of my videos and somebody asked if I could show them how I played it. Here's the tune. I'll show you how I was playing that. Let's break it down. Okay, for the first part of the song, I'm going to play it really slow for you so you can kind of see what I'm doing on my left hand and my right hand. So it starts off like this. So what I'm doing is I'm strumming down all three strings with my index finger on the second fret, last string. Then I'm doing a hammer-on, which is hammering down on the fret, the fourth fret, right here. And then I'm just going from the top string down to the bottom string, taking my finger off the fourth fret, doing it again, then taking my finger off the second fret. So all together it sounds like this. After you do that first part, which is this, these strings are played open. Bottom, top, middle, bottom, open. Then you're going to the second fret, second string, and just hitting that, and then the open string open again. So all together you'll get this. Now after you get that first part down pretty good, then you can go up to the 5th fret, then you'll go to the 7th fret, and then back down to the open position or the first part of the song. Something like this. You're barring all three strings, but you can also use your index finger 2 frets over. And even stretch your pinky to this note. And when you go to the 7th fret, same thing. That is a pretty little tune to learn. I hope you all have fun with that. These are the settings, and all I'm going to do is push the metal selection. This guitar is tuned to an open E. And here's what I'm doing on the main part of that riff here. I'm playing all the strings open, kind of using the palm of my hand to mute the strings right over my bridge right there. I'm palm muting it, give it that thumpy sound. Then I'm taking my slide from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret, back to the 2nd fret, and almost doing a pull off with the slide, so it sounds like this. The little change part is sliding up to the 10th fret, down to the 5th fret, and I just slide from the 2nd fret up like this, and then go back to the original rhythm. In this video, I'm going to show you a catchy 12-bar blues riff that has a really cool turnaround in the middle with a kick to it. Let me show you what I'm doing in that little 12-bar blues riff. Now my guitar is tuned to an open G, that's G, D, G. I'm going from the open position, and I'll be going up to the 5th fret, and the 7th fret, and then back to the open position. I'm taking my index finger on the 2nd string, 2nd fret, and I'm just going like this. What I'm also doing between that little riff there, I am then muting my strings by putting my hand over the strings like that so you can't hear it, and doing 2 pick strums. Then I'm going from the 2nd fret, and I'm doing this little walk up like this. 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, all the way up to the 5th fret. So it'll sound like this. What I'm doing here is I'm barring the 5th fret, and I'm taking my ring finger and going on the middle string 2 frets over. Then back down to the 1st position. Then up to the 7th position, down to the 5th, and down to the open. But right here is where I do this cool little turnaround. And it starts from on the 7th fret. I'll play it for you. So what I'm doing there is I'm using the middle string and I'm doing a hammer on, which is hammering down on the fret, on the 3rd fret, like this, and then hitting the top string open. Down 1 fret, and then the top string, and then hitting the low G string. So it goes. And then you do this little walk up from the 5th fret to the 7th fret. Part is, after you do that little walk up, then I go to the middle string on the 5th fret, and then hit the 7th fret bottom string, and then I do a slide down to the 5th fret, and then the 3rd fret. So that goes. One more time we'll do it. This is Michael from Southern Fire Guitars, and in this video I'm going to show you some pretty cool things you can do with the notes from the open G major scale on a 3-string cigar box guitar. Stick around. That little tune I just played on that 3-string cigar box guitar was played using notes from this, the open G major scale. Now I've used this chart before on a 12-bar blues scale, but I'm going to be using it again here. Now what this chart is, this is your 3 strings going this way. These are your frets going this way. This is the bottom G string. This is your middle D string. And this is your high G string. Now these are the notes on each fret that you play. This is your do, re, mi scale. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Now this is very easy to learn. It looks like a lot of notes, but really all you need to do is learn it on one string. Now the only difference is on the D string, right here on the 10th fret, the note is right here. On the G strings, the second to the last note is on the 11th fret. So that's the only difference right there. Now what I played earlier in that little tune was all notes that's on this little scale here. And I'll show you a close-up view. And one more thing on this little chart. This chart shows from the open position all the way up to the 12th fret. I'm going through this Vox Mini 5 rhythm amp right here with this cordless guitar system right here, receiver and transmitter. And my pick is brought to you by the Dunkin' Donuts gift card. And I wouldn't feel right if I didn't show off this awesome cigar box guitar in this undercrown shade box with a multi-wood fretboard, humbucker pickup, shotgun shell volume knob, oak neck. It's a beaut. I'm going to show you how I play that scale on the guitar. I'll also put the chart up here so you can see that as well. Now again, this is tuned to an open G. I'm going to start on this top string, and according to the chart, I'm just going to do the notes on the chart. Do, re, mi. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do the middle string. Now remember the middle string, it's got the notes right here instead of here. So it goes like this. And the bottom string, since it's a G as well as the top string, you play those the same. Now this is where the fun comes in. By just taking your one finger and strumming all the strings, you could hit any note that's on that chart and you can make it sound good, like this. It doesn't have to be in the same order. You don't have to do the... that you like on any string you like. Play with that, have some fun, and work that little finger out. You can even do it with your slide on those same notes. video is going to be a beginner's 12-bar blues lesson without using a pick. We're going to be using our fingers today. To follow along with this lesson, you're going to need a 3-string cigar box guitar tuned to an open G. Bottom string is G, middle string is D, and the top string is an octave above the low string as a high G. Now, what is the 12-bar blues? Well, it's a very popular blues pattern that consists of 12 measures or 12 sections of the song. Each section contains 4 beats. Let me explain. Now, the way you would count the 12-bar blues is like this. If you were starting out, it would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4, 11, 2, 3, 4, 12. And then goes back to the 1. So there you have your 12 measures with 4 beats per measure. Well, I'm going to bring the camera a little closer in so you can see what I'm doing with my left hand and my right hand. Now, like I said earlier, we're not going to be using a pick in this video lesson. We're going to just be using our fingers. And what I'm going to do with my fingers is this. I'm going to put my thumb like this on the bottom string. My index finger will be on the middle string, and my middle finger will be on the top string. And what I'm going to do, I'm not going to strum it like this, I'm just going to pluck it like this. You're like pinching all 3 of them, and then just pull it off. So you're playing all 3 strings at the same time, with just this little pinch motion. And a lot of times I will take my pinky and just anchor it to the box to keep my hand in the same spot, like that. Now, this 12-bar blues starts out by hitting all 3 strings open. Then you're taking your index finger and you're putting it on the 2nd string, 2nd fret. Now, your right hand is just doing the same thing every time. It's plucking all 3 strings every time you're hitting a note. And we're going to do this really slow for the first few times around, so kind of get the hang of it. So it starts out 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4. Then it's going to go up to this 5th fret, And what you're going to do here is you're going to take your index finger and you're going to bar all 3 strings. And you're going to use the same pattern over here with your right hand, plucking all 3 strings. And what you can do also is, if you take your ring finger and go over 2 frets on the middle string, you can do this. And you're going to do this for 2 measures. Then you're going to go back down there to the open position. For 2 measures. Then you're going to come up to the 7th fret and you're going to bar all strings on this note here. And again, you can use your ring finger 2 frets over from where you have it barred and do this. Rhythm there. You will do this 2 times. Then you'll move down with your bar chord to the 5th fret. Then back down to your open position. Then back to the 7th position for 4 beats. Sounds a little confusing, but let me do the whole thing together and then you will be able to put it into context. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4, 11, 2, 3, 4, 12, 2, 3, 4. And then guess what happens? You guessed it, starts right back on the 1. Once you get comfortable with doing that rhythm, very simple rhythm, then you could throw little added little riffs in as you go along. For instance, the first part when you go like this, you can also use your middle finger and hit the 3rd fret, so it'll sound like this. Over here, these fingers are doing the same thing through the whole song. Just pinching all 3 strings together. Now you're going to go to the 5th fret, and you're going to do the same thing here, and take your pinky and go over 4 frets over. And back down to the open position. 7th fret, 5th fret, open position. you do this a few times around and get real comfortable with it, you can start adding little licks and little tricks and fancy things to it as you go along, and it becomes really fun. You could do this little bass part like this. Bass part was just from the 2nd fret on the low string right up to the 5th fret where you're going to do your change part. So that will go like this. This lesson was helpful to get you started on the 12-bar blues. If so, let me know down there in the comments. Hi, this is Michael Bianconi from Southern Fire Guitars, and in a recent video I played a blues tune that had kind of a country vibe to it, and I had a few requests on how I play that song. So in this video, that's what we're going to do. We're going to learn a new tune on the 3-string Cigar Box Guitar. For this tune, you're going to need a 3-string cigar box guitar, tuned to open G, G, D, G. And also a slide. But if you don't have one, you could still play the tune anyway. What I'm going to do now is bring the camera a little closer so you can see a little bit better of what I'm doing with my left hand and my picking hand. On the first part of the song, we're going to take the first part first. And when I mean the first part, it's this part right here that goes that part. Now it starts off hitting the bottom string with 2 downstrokes twice, and then I slide with my slide from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret. And after I do that, I'm hitting the next string, the middle string open. So far you got this. And then I'm taking my index finger on the 2nd fret, 2nd string, and hitting the note right there, and then the last string open. So it goes last string open. The first little part that goes like this. Then you're going to take your slide on the last string from the 2nd fret sliding up to the 4th fret. Then you're going to hit the string open, the last string, and then hit this note here, 2nd fret. So far you have this. Whoops. Fourth fret, open fret, 2nd fret, open fret, or open. Last two notes is the 2nd string, 2nd fret, that note, and then hit the top string open one more time. So slowly you have this. Now the second time around it does something a little different. The first time it goes like this. Second time it does this. So you're only changing the last part, so it'll go. Then the 2nd fret, and then slide to the 5th fret. Okay, here I'll do the 4 measures slow so you can see how it goes before it goes into the change, which will be your sliding from the 2nd fret to the 5th fret. So before that it will go like this. This last part goes from here, and the 2nd string, 2nd fret, and the top string open. Then it will slide from the 2nd fret to the 5th fret. That'll be your little change part. And I just do a little slide up from the 2nd to the 3rd. Now when I do the little change part from the 2nd fret to the 5th fret, this part, then there's this little lick part that goes from the bottom string twice, and then slide from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret, and then hitting the 2nd string open, and then hitting the 2nd fret, 2nd string, and then open, and then back down to the bottom string, 3rd fret, sliding back down to open. That's a slide from the 2nd to 3rd, and then the 2nd string open. Then I to slide back up from the 2nd fret to the 5th fret again. You'll slide up to the 7th fret, just like a blues tune. 5th fret, then open. Then you can do your little turnaround, which is 2nd string, 2nd fret, doing a hammer on, you're hitting it open, and then doing a hammer on the 3rd fret, 2nd string, then hitting the last string. Go down 1 fret, 2nd string, 1st fret, last string open, and then all the strings open. 7th fret, then you just start the tune over. That is a really fun tune to play, but it does have a lot of moving parts. But once you learn the basic rhythm, once you go around a few times, you can add your own little riffs here and there, and it's one of them songs you can well, play for hours. is a pretty cool little riff right there. Let me show you the settings I was using on my Vox Mini 5 rhythm amp. And here are the amp settings here. And these are the settings for the rhythm section. You heard the drum beat in the song there. These are the settings for that. Okay, now I'm going to show you how I played that little riff. I'm tuned to an open G, G, D, G, and I'm using my Screaming Tube slide. If you want any information on these Screaming Tube ceramic slides, you can go to their Facebook page under The Screaming Tube. Now I've added 3 little parts to this little tune here. Now the first one goes like this. Now what I'm doing there is I'm hitting the bottom string open and then hitting all strings with an upstroke. Just like that. Then I'm taking my slide on the 3rd fret down to the 2nd fret like this. And then hitting the strings open. So far you got this, and then you do another upstroke after you do the open there. So it goes like this. Then the next part, you do this. You hit the 3rd fret and then open. Then up to the 5th fret, and then back down to the 3rd fret. So it goes all together like this. Now the next little part, I'll slide up with my slide to the 5th fret, and I'll do this. Now what I'm doing there, I'm sliding up to the 5th fret, and then going open, and then like this. So I'm doing that twice. And then sliding from the 2nd to the 3rd, back to open. But right after I hit that open, I do an upstroke on the top string. So it'll sound like this. After I hit that string open, I go to my middle string and I go from the 2nd fret to the 3rd fret and then hit the open string, top string. And then do the same thing on the bottom string. Now we're using the slide on the middle string by itself. You're just trying to use the tip of the slide there, so you're not really hitting the other strings. You're just hitting the middle string, 2nd fret to 3rd fret. So altogether that second part goes like this. Now the easiest thing to do would be to practice those two parts separately till you get them both down pretty well, and then put them together. It'll sound like this. I'll play it a little slower. Now the last little part is taking your slide and sliding up to the 10th fret, then down to the 5th fret, like this. And that same part over again. Then you can do a little kick note here by hitting the lower string, the bottom G, and just going 3rd fret, 2nd fret, then open, and then back up to the 10th fret. Well, I hope you enjoyed learning that cool little swampy tune right there. If you did, let me know down in the comments. Hi, this is Michael from Southern Fire Guitars, and in this video I'm going to show you how to play a really cool 12-bar blues tune on your 3-string Cigar Box guitar. That's a catchy and fun little 12-bar blues pattern, and I'm going to show you now how I play it. I'm going to be going through this Vox Mini 5 rhythm amp, and I'm also going to be using this Battalion Cigar Box guitar right here. I have it tuned to an opened E, and I'll be using my little cordless transmitter. I put the camera a little closer so you can see what I'm doing a little better. Like I said, this is tuned to an open E, so it's E, B, E, and it doesn't matter really what you're tuned in, open G, open E, open C, doesn't matter, plays the same. Now the tune starts out with hitting the open strings, the open chord, twice, and then taking your hand and muting the strings to stop them from ringing out, like this. Then after I mute the strings, or while the strings are muted, I'm going to do a strum across the strings just to make a sound like this. And then I hit the strings again, open. So it sounds like this. Then I do a little hammer on in the middle of that, like this. When I do that hammer on, I'm using the middle string and the second fret. I am hitting the string open and then putting my finger down hard on the fret to hit the note. And after I do that, I'm hitting the top string open. So this is what you have so far. Now after you do that 4 times, you're going to slide up to the 5th fret and you're going to bar all strings on the 5th fret. Then you're going to take your ring finger and you're going to hit the 2nd string like this. But you can use the same strumming pattern as you did on the open strings, like this. The same thing here with the hammer on. I'm barring, then I'm hitting the 2nd string, hammering on here, and then hitting the top string. Then it'll go back from the 5th fret position, it'll go back to the open position. Then it goes up to the 7th fret and you do the same thing. Then there's a turnaround that goes right here. Now this turnaround, this part, goes like this. You use the 2nd string and you do a hammer on the 2nd string, 3rd fret. And then hit the top string open. And then you go down to the 2nd string and just go, you hit the 2nd fret, 2nd string, and then the open string open, or the last string open. And then all strings, or just the bottom string, however you want to do it. So that will be incorporated like this. Now as you play this pattern and get more comfortable with this 12-bar blues pattern, you can start adding your own little things to the song. Something like this. Those blues tunes are fun to play, and you can even try it in different open tunings. No matter what tuning you use, just have fun with your Cigar Box guitar. And speaking of cigar boxes, remember kids, I don't smoke them, I just like to play with the box.